Hello everyone, this is Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Intruder, a Korean thriller from 2020 that stars Kim Mu-yeol and Song Ji-hyo. Our main character is an architect who lost his wife nearly 6 months ago in a hit-and-run accident. Stricken with the grief of not finding the driver responsible, he struggles to manage his work and take care of his daughter. His daughter still does not know about her mother's death, primarily because the father is terrified of having that conversation with her. In any case, our protagonist gets a call one day from an orphanage that claims that his long-lost sister was found after 25 years. He meets her, and neither have clear memories about what happened on the day of her abduction, but she quickly befriends the other family members and moves into the home. We're talking like the grandparents. And afterwards, she begins demonstrating some strange behaviors. But the architect is the only one who suspects an ulterior motive. So we're in a situation where this guy, his little daughter, she's pretty young, is like living with his parents, and his sister comes back and moves into their house, and then he gets, he starts suspecting something's wrong here. So what we have is like a slow burn thriller, and that plays off of the paranoia of our main protagonist. In order for this kind of movie to work, you need good acting, and thankfully we have that here. And you may have recognized Kim Mu-yeol in movies such as War of the Arrows, Yoon-gyo, which I reviewed recently, Forgotten, and The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. He played supporting or co-lead roles in all of those, and he could certainly handle a lead role on his own, as is showcased in Intruder. He plays a character who has some serious psychological issues right from the beginning of the movie, before things really get crazy, which demands a lot of emotion in the performance of the actor, and he does a good job of expressing that. And I've been a big fan of Song Ji-hyo for years now. And you may recognize her from movies such as Wishing Stairs, way back in the day, New World, and What a Man Wants. Or perhaps some K-dramas, such as Princess Hours, Jumong, Emergency Couple, and Ex-Girlfriends Club. And I've seen her play protagonists mostly, so her performance in Intruder is a nice surprise. Her character is respectful on the surface, but a nasty wench at heart. And she's a real snake in this movie, and I really enjoyed seeing her play a role like that. So if you're a fan of her, that's a big reason to watch this movie. The ultimate explanation for this woman's odd behavior is a bit different from what I was expecting. And that's a good thing. Also, there is some nuance to the story because our male lead could be partially responsible for some of the bad things that may happen to his family members. And you'll understand what I'm talking about after watching the movie. And I think that's a pretty big positive because it avoids framing things too simplistically. It's not like, our male lead is a perfect father and whatnot, and, he's just a victim here, whereas the evil sister or something is just a psychopath, or, they don't frame it that simplistically, and I like that. I like it. Like I said before, this guy has serious psychological issues, even before the sister element pops up, and he's susceptible of losing his cool when being pressured by things, and he makes some bad decisions throughout the film because of his inability to control his emotions, and all of this kind of plays into some of the things that happen in the film. So, it's good. Script writing is generally good. At one point, there's separate subplots that kind of converge, and I was not the biggest fan of that decision, but after thinking about it, that connection makes a more concrete and linear explanation for, all the events in the movie, so that's fine, I guess. Story unfolds in a fairly predictable manner in some ways, and it is a little bit unrealistic in just how easily this woman manipulates the people in the family. There's really not much pushback by them. And there is a secret little twist in the movie as well. But even with that twist, it was still a little too easy for her to manipulate, I think. Also, the ending, the very end of the film, the last 5 minutes, maybe a little bit too clean in how things are kind of resolved. But I think overall, generally speaking, this is pretty well done and certainly engaging. It's definitely driven by the performances and then some of the nuance regarding the male lead's, I guess, decisions that he makes, some of which are not very good. But they're kind of understandable given his like mental state. So if you're in the mood for like a well-acted, slow-burn thriller involving like manipulation, check out Intruder. It was a nice little surprise for me. The only reason I watched it is because of the cast. You know what I mean? That's all I knew were the cast members. I didn't know anything else about the movie. And it turned out to be a nice little film here. And I know it's available streaming. I think I watched it on Amazon. So check it out, and if you watch it, let me know what you think. As always, I'll see you next time.